Gemini now offers extended image editing capabilities, including brushing, annotations, outpainting, resizing, and the use of objects. Let's see how it works. The easiest way to edit is just to chat with the AI and just tell it what you want in plain English or whatever language. For instance, I have this image of a man. I'm going to drag and drop the image right here, and I want to change, let's say, the jacket for something else. This is my prompt. Change the jacket the man is wearing for a leather type of jacket. We can stay on tools and Gemini will know what we want to do, or you can go to create image. On this occasion, I will leave it on tools and then leave it on fast. We get it back. Let's see how it looks, and it looks pretty good. The more information you give, the better the result. On this occasion, I just went with a leather jacket. But if you think about this, you have a lot of different styles. Could be blue, black, yellow, or green, or maybe you could have changed. If you want the details, you will need to prompt for it. This is replacing. Let's try adding or removing. I'm going to drag and drop the same image than before, so it's the same example. You will find that the chat sometimes will make mistakes. Just to give you an example, instead of using the attached image, it will use maybe this one, which is not what we want. And even if you say use the attached image as a reference, it will just not do it. If that's the case, just open a new chat and then work there. On this occasion, I want to remove the glasses from the subject and I want to add a red baseball cap. Let's see if Gemini can handle it. We get a response and it's not the best response, but still it's removing the sunglasses and we are getting that hat. Since Gemini and Nano Banana are reasoning type of models, it understood that I was talking about the glasses the man is wearing, but most importantly, the hat. On my prompt, I said add a red baseball cap. I never said that the man should be wearing the red cap. Nonetheless, Gemini is doing the association, reading the image, the original image, and it's allocating the baseball cap where it should, but it can fail. The cap could be at the back, or maybe he could be holding the cap. If you want to avoid bad generations, you need to be specific. Instead of saying add a red baseball cap, you might say something like the subject is wearing a red baseball cap. Completely different. Right, so this is the easiest method of editing an image, just prompting and telling Gemini what you want. By clicking an image, you get Brush and Annotations. I'm going to drag and drop an image, and as soon as you have it, when you click on it, it will open this new panel. You get the brush and the annotations. One thing that you need to know is that if you do something right here and you just want to go back, at the very top you have the undo. So if I click it, I just go back. And here we just can maybe paint something or maybe select something. And later we will talk about annotations. The brush is a way of pointing to the model or creating different variations. This is also called inpainting. For example, on this image, I've got a lot of things. I'm going to brush on top of some other things, and notice I'm just painting. I'm not selecting. I'm not doing a circle around the element. I just want to brush all these different parts. And I'm going to do one more. There we go. So I'm painting on top of these elements or objects. Once you are done brushing, I'm going to click on done. And then on the image, we can see that we keep everything that we brushed. On its core, the inpaint on Kling, Midjourney, Nano Banana, and any other model is to create variations. And this is like the easiest task for a model. And we just don't need to provide a prompt. We can say something like vary or variation. And that's it. I'm going to run it and see what happens. We get it back, and right from the start, we can see it understood everything. It understood that you want to keep the same image, but you want to get variations on very specific localized objects. So yeah, you can use it for this and it's pretty consistent. And this is great because maybe you have an image that you really like and you want to just create some variations. Maybe you don't know what you want. Well, you don't need to. You just need to brush and ask to get a variation. And this is something super common on other generators, especially on Midjourney. Nonetheless, you can use the brush for more complex tasks, like, for example, adding or removing. I'm going to use the same image than before, I mean the original one. And to add or remove, it's best that you select the object. You don't brush. If you paint or brush on top of it, just like we did, it will understand that you want to create a variation and not to add or remove. So we just need to select the object. If you have shadows, it's a good idea to select the shadow. And I guess I will just select this one. And there you go, we have two selections. I'm going to click on Done, and what I want is to remove the selected items. As we discussed, Gemini and Nano Banana will read the image, find our pointers, and try to remove that. While this is going, I can say that this can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. Sometimes it will just not get it. It's maybe because it didn't get the image or the selection, or maybe you have a shadow and it's just not getting that. So this is something that you might need to try multiple times. And see, on this occasion, it got, and I'm going to make it bigger, it completely understood that we wanted to remove the object on the table, but it failed to remove the other one. And this is just completely normal. What can you do? Well, you just try again, or maybe take the last generated image and you try to remove one single object instead of two or more. The doodle or the brush, it's also useful as a pointer. Let's say I want to add a coffee cup, but I'm not going to say where. First, I will just drop the same image than before, select a brush, and I will just do something like this. So this means I want the coffee cup right here on this spot. I'm going to click on Done, and my prompt is going to be add a coffee cup. We can be a little bit more specific to avoid bad generations. Like for example, add a coffee cup where the doodle or where the circle, the red circle is. And that could work a little bit better. Nonetheless, I want to show you that Gemini should understand the doodle or the brush and put the coffee cup on that same spot. Let's run the task. We get it back. Not super realistic, let's say, but we are getting that coffee cup. As I just mentioned, it helps right here if you doodle or brush with additional instructions. Now, why do we have colors? Well, you could tell Gemini to do something very specific for the red circle or pointer and do something else for a blue pointer. And of course, I'm going to back this up with an example. I will go to the red, do something right here, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then I will go to the blue. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put something right here. So now we have a red pointer and a blue one. And I'm going to click on Done. This is my prompt. Add a coffee cup according to the blue annotation and a bottle of water according to the red annotation. So yeah, you just need to tell Gemini what you want on the red one and what you want on the blue one. Let's run it and see what we get back. While this is going, as before, this can fail and you might need to, try a few times. And okay, we can confirm that Gemini understood this, and we are getting the bottle of water on the red and the coffee cup on the blue. So as you can see, we just can point something, we can brush to create variations, and the other thing that you get on this edit mode is the annotations. For this, I will use a different example. I'm going to go right here and drop it. Once you are on the edit panel, and notice that you can move this when clicking from here, if it's, in the way. And I'm going to use the annotations. The whole point of this is to write something on the actual image and let the model know that you want to do that. For instance, I want to remove the plant. That's it. Very simple instruction. Another thing that you can do is to create an arrow to point to the actual thing that you want to edit or remove. This is like a reinforcement. You're saying something and you're pointing to that something. And so Gemini and Nano Banana, which is the model behind all of this, should understand what we want to do. I'm going to do one more. Turn couch to blue. And then I will just point to the couch. I'm going to click on Done, and we want to remove the plant and turn the couch to blue. The question is, how can you prompt for this? How do you tell Gemini to follow the instructions and annotations? Well, you just go here and say it. Follow edit instructions on annotations. That's it. Let's just run the task and see if we get it. When we get it back, we can confirm it understood absolutely everything. We are getting that blue couch and we are getting rid of that plant. The next thing we can do is outpainting and resizing. I'm going to drag and drop the same image than before. My prompt is change the aspect ratio to 9:16. We have a 16:9 type of image. I just want to make it 9:16. Simple as that. I'm using old tools, but if you wanted to, you can go to create image. I'm not going to use it and it will still work. I'm going to run the task. Okay, we get it back and let me just click on it and make it full size. Notice that Gemini is changing the aspect ratio because that's what we wanted, but it's also changing some of the objects and elements and the scene a little bit to fit the 9:16 type of ratio. And this is actually fine. We are creating a new image. We are not cropping the original one. If you want to crop the 16:9 to 9:16, you can manually do that on Photoshop or Figma or any other editor. This is a different process. You are creating or generating a new image. Then we could go the other way. I'm going to drop a different image just because, just to keep it a little bit more interesting. And this image, it's pretty similar to the first one. Sometimes when you use very similar images on the same chat, it might get confused. If that's the case again, open a new chat and do it there. I want to change the aspect ratio of this 9:16 to 16:9. So I want to do the opposite. I'm going to run the task. Since we have a small image, the model needs to paint or create or imagine everything that is on the sides. So this takes a little bit more time, and this is a little bit more, let's say, creative, because the model needs to imagine what we have on the left and what we have on the right. Okay, we get it. And it took a little bit more time, but that's fine. As soon as I click on it, we can see it's pretty consistent. I mean, the subject and everything else. And we are creating what is on the sides. This process called expanding, but we are also outpainting because we are creating a new image with things that were not there before. It took the original image and imagined everything that it's on the sides. But our task was to change the ratio, not to outpaint. What if I want the same 9:16, but I want to expand and see more on the sides, but I want to keep that 9:16? Well, then again, this process calls outpainting, and you can prompt for it. I'm going to use the same image than before, and this might fail. If it fails, that's actually good, so I can just show you what you need to do. I want to make this subject a little bit smaller and see a little bit more of the room. So my prompt is a little bit more specific. I'm saying extend the attached image from all sides, maintain 9:16 aspect ratio. If I don't say maintain 9:16, it will do just whatever. So by saying extend and keeping the same aspect ratio, it will understand that this is the task we want. I'm going to run the task. All right, so we get it, and it's a good generation. We keep the same subject and what we had at the back, but the model is outpainting and creating what we have on the sides. Great. The other thing you can do is to add references or ingredients. Now, here's a warning. On Gemini, it works, but the generations are just not that good. If you want better generations when using references or ingredients, it's much better to use Google Flow. It's just the way it is. I'm going to use the same man that we used at the beginning of this video, but now I will just add a few more things. A red type of watch, and then I will add a blue hat. On Gemini, we cannot lock ingredients just like we do on Google Flow. If you want to do something with the references, you need to prompt, I want this man with this blue hat and using the red thing. For example, the man is wearing a blue baseball cap and a red watch. Gemini will know that we are talking about this man, this red watch, and this blue cap. But I gotta say, again, the generations are not that great. Okay, so I get it back. Let me show you. Yeah, it's not that good. That's why I was saying it's a better idea to go to Google Flow. Nonetheless, it doesn't work that well when you are trying to, let's say, do something on a very specific image like we are trying to do right now. If we take the elements or ingredients and we prompt for something new, it works great. And I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to use the red cap and the red watch. And my prompt is going to be full body shot of a man wearing a blue baseball cap and a red watch. I'm not providing information about the subject nor the background, so we could get anything. If you are creating something new, it's always a good idea to add more details. We get a response, and as you can see, it's just much better. This looks very realistic in comparison with the other ones. In conclusion, if you want to use elements and edit an existing image, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you want to create a new image with some references and elements, this works. Okay, so that's it. If you liked all of this and you learned something new, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Don't be a stranger.